Good day, everybody. This is Michael Leveris from jurisq.com, where we bring you different attorneys, different practice areas all over US to answer legal FAQs and share their stories about law and how it could relate to the general public. Today, we have a special guest. We have a partner of Dan Minc, a partner in a premier personal injury firm, Rosenberg, Minc, Falkoff, and Wolff. We have with us Gary Silverstein. Gary, welcome to our podcast. It's your first time here.
Thank you.
So I'd like to introduce Gary.
Yeah.
I'd like to say a few words about him. Gary is a highly respected litigator here in New York City, in Manhattan.
Right.
He's won millions and millions of dollars and been successful for his clients on very difficult trials. I mean, gritty trials that really require incredible experience and dedication and work on behalf of your client. So he's involved in the middle of a trial now. That's what's interesting.
Wow.
His
Thanks for your
perspective
time.
and my
Thanks for taking the
perspective.
time to come to us in the middle of a trial.
So we have a personal injury trial in Manhattan right now with the jury sitting. There's a day off today. Today, I thought it was really interesting in this moment of watching Gary last week peel the fruit and get to the core of a witness, how to uncover the truth, how to take the veneer, how to take the shine off a seemingly perfect defense witness.
But then off camera, you called it how to neutralize a witness.
Yes.
That's a strong word.
So
What does that
neutralizing,
mean?
why?
Neutralize.
I'll tell you why I called it neutralizing. Neutralizing is this particular witness, a doctor, seemed so perfect. She had the glasses, she had the background, she spoke well, she seemed completely like the perfect defense expert witness.
Right.
Okay. And the jury listening to her experience, it's very hard in cross-examination. You have to uncover the truth. And in doing that, you have to peel the banana. You have to show the core. You have to show the bias of the individual, and maybe they're not telling the truth, how to expose it. So Gary, you're faced with this witness, you're faced with a doctor, and I wrote a report on this case, and I said to Gary, boy, she's a good-looking witness, okay? She looks very smooth, very poised. She's going to be difficult to handle. How are you going to do it, Gary? What did you do?
So here's how we did it. It was a uniquely interesting case, but the way that we handle all our cases here at Rosenberg Minc is we do our due diligence. Prior to me getting involved in actually starting the litigation process, I worked with the staff at our firm to uncover as much information as possible about the defendant expert doctor. And as a consequence, we were able to go ahead and identify various examination before trial transcripts across the country that the witness testified at. And as a consequence, it enabled me to go ahead and utilize those transcripts to impeach her with her in-court testimony.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, you say you found transcripts, you got transcripts, okay? You have to dig, right?
Yeah, it's a start, and that's why what I do here at the firm is that you have to go ahead and use your internet, use your sources, use people in the industry to just try to combat whatever the expert's going to say. And that's exactly what we did in this case.
So you got transcripts. That's just a start. Now you have to read them, right?
Yeah, thousands and thousands of pages of examination before trial transcripts. Before I even started the claim, before I even started my cross-examination of the witness, I had to go through and find a nugget, find a tidbit, something that will go ahead and, like Dan said, peel the veneer off of the witness.
Right.
So therefore, the jury gets a full understanding, not just the understanding from the witness based upon how the defendant wants to go ahead and portray her, but the full and complete picture.
What were you trying to show here? What was
bias, prejudice, motive, all these issues, bias. Why is she biased in towards her testimony? What's her motivation towards it? Is there any prejudice? Is there any concealment of information? Is she lying? Is she truthful?
Okay.
These
What did
are
you find, Gary? What did you
use-
find? What kind of evidence did you uncover to show her bias?
Oh, it's wonderful. You know, I don't want to get into the exact specifics at this point
You're
because
in the middle of a trial.
it's in the middle of
Okay,
the trial. So I
okay,
don't want
okay.
it to be broadcast across whoever's going to watch it. However, the inconsistencies in the testimony are those areas that I explored. Meaning that if a person puts their hand on the Bible in 2017 to swear the whole truth, nothing but the truth,
Right.
that truth should hold true at trial in 2023. And
Interesting.
if it doesn't, and if you're unable to uncover that nugget, Dan could tell you about something called falsus in uno. Is there?
Falsus in uno, the judge at the end of the trial
Right.
will tell the jury the law. Jurors don't have to know law. They're there to decide the facts, but they have to follow the law. But the judge will use something in New York we call the jury charge. And the
Okay.
jury charge are a number of actual laws or rules the jury has to follow. One of them, as Gary said, is falsus in uno. What does that mean? It's a Latin phrase, and it means any witness that has testified one time falsely, you're free to disregard their testimony in another situation.
So they're just basically disqualified almost forever.
All bets are
Could
off.
be.
No, it's your choice.
It
But a
could be.
jury has the freedom
Mhm.
to do as they choose. Okay, and they have to consider that they have testified falsely once before. Anyway, that's the short version. So, Gary, how do you feel that it exposed the witness to contradictions in the past?
It's a wonderful question, and that's why I did what I did, is to expose these contradictions, to illuminate to the jury, to highlight to the jury that even though she's a very kind, considerate, empathetic
It appears that way.
physician, there's another side that I had to bring to light. For instance, without getting into too much detail, this witness is a litigation expert that's testified across the country on behalf of big pharmaceutical companies.
Mhm.
So as a consequence, I was able to go ahead and obtain various transcripts from her prior testimony and cross-examine her to go ahead and highlight to this jury that she's not just this kind, empathetic physician, which clearly she tried to
Appears to be.
emote.
Right, appears to be on first impression.
There's another side to her, and that's
Gary, I've asked you a
that was-
question. If you could answer that, I know you're in the middle of a trial. Can you show that she, as a witness, is getting paid for her testimony, and that also makes her suspect and makes her testimony suspect?
Yeah, that's very intuitive. That's the thrust of what we're trying to accomplish here.
Mhm.
That she is suspect, and
Right.
there's certainly this is part of what we do here at Rosenberg Minc when we try cases. When we try cases, we go in deeply into the backgrounds of the prospective witnesses, not just the plaintiff, not just knowing who he or she is, but it's everybody, because if you don't ask, if you don't look under the rock, you'll never know. And that's what I did in this case. And
So Gary, I have to say, you are an expert at digging, right? At digging. That's one of your strengths, right? That's one of the things you sink your teeth into something. And do you feel that is a differentiator between yourself and other litigators, your preparation and digging into cases? I mean, if you were going to analyze yourself as a litigator, would you feel that's an important differentiator?
That to me is what separates me and all the other lawyers at our firm. It's the hard work that we put in pre-trial before the trial even starts. It's digging in, it's developing a strategy, talking about theories, working with other attorneys, seeing what they've done in the past, seeing what they're doing in the future. And from my perspective, what I was able to uncover is from another attorney outside of our jurisdiction in New Jersey. He gave me a substantial bit of information that I could utilize. And
Perfect.
it's something that I'm proud of, that I was able to figure out. But more importantly, I hope, reflects to the jury a little something different than what they would have seen without the
Do
information.
you
Yeah.
think, I use the term neutralize. Do
Mhm.
you think that it helps in neutralizing?
I'm going to go one step further with you on that. Neutralizing is a wonderful desire pre-trial. You want it because you know pre-trial going in how the witness may testify. So you want to just try to keep things even.
Right.
I believe, based upon the cross-examination that I was able to do in this case, not only did I neutralize, I think it put us in a better position
Absolutely.
than where we were before.
Yeah.
So, yes, you know, sometimes when you try cases, you just want to try to neutralize a very strong witness, so
Yes.
that when your turn comes to put your case on, you're starting even, and you're hoping that your witnesses will put you over the top so that the burden of proof is
Yeah.
met and you win your case.
And Gary,
you-
it's
you
a very
mentioned-
dramatic, I just want to say it's a very dramatic point in trial when you neutralize a witness. I think jury would definitely remember that, and that reflects very poorly on the preparation of the other side and their whole case, no?
So I have to say, look, what the takeaway is, it's really hard work and preparation, to be
Right.
honest with you. Okay, this did not fall out of the sky.
Mhm.
All right, Gary had to go out of his way, work hard in a very busy environment. Everyone's got a lot of things going on, but he was laser focused on this trial, and not only the trial, this particular pivotal witness. Okay, so in order to accomplish that, you know, finding transcripts around the country, it sounds easy. It is very hard. You
Yeah,
have
see,
to
that requires,
get
looks
other
like,
firms to cooperate,
That's the
right?
biggest
Yeah.
issue is, you know, one thing to find it, but in order to go ahead and get a busy law firm that's involved in multi-state litigation to go ahead and take the time and effort and their resources to go ahead and help you.
Without
It's-
pay. There's no
Right.
money for them. We're not paying
this,
them.
I think
It's
this here
work.
is a perfect point to summarize of what we're trying to do here and trying to show. Because this shows to the public how important it is to hire a law firm, like hiring a whole army to fight your case. Because like you said, there's a lot of grit involved, a lot of discovery. You have to analyze a lot of transcripts. So you cannot just go usually to one man or one woman shop. It's very important to get a firm to represent you properly, especially if you go into litigation. And
You
I'm
know-
very grateful to Gary for showing it to us.
Michael, I can tell you this. You could have skills, acting skills, right? But if you don't memorize your lines,
Right.
okay, and if you don't understand the direction of the show and what they're trying to
Right, the
prove,
big picture.
you're not going to do a good job. Similarly,
Yep.
this, like many other things, when we attack a witness, we have to know the circumstances better
Mhm.
than the witness we are questioning.
Right,
Okay.
perfect. Well
If
said.
it's a doctor, you have to know that medical record better,
Yep,
or you
well
will not be able to be effective.
I
right?
also like.
And
what
I'm
we're
going to just say
doing here.
one last thing, Michael,
Sure.
about it.
Of course.
And to piggyback on what Dan just said, it's about experience. It's because I've been involved in the trenches and these battles for over 30 years. Dan has been probably a little bit
20
longer.
years.
You're not gonna give away
A
his
little
age.
longer. So the idea is that there's an experience level that
Right.
we're able to go ahead and pull from on all these cases, and not just this one trial that I'm working on. It's the whole gamut of all the personal injury cases, the medical malpractice, the construction cases, that
Yep.
we all pull from our experience, our
Right.
common experiences as being plaintiff's attorneys for many years.
Well,
And
Dan
that's
and
how we
Gary,
get to this point.
your firm is legendary. Your combined experience of all your partners is hundreds of years of experience.
Yeah.
And you are what, a third or fourth generation law firm that was founded, what, 100 years ago? So
Yeah.
this
We are trying, look,
this speaks for itself.
we're dedicated to the clients.
Yeah.
This is just one example. Mid-trial, I thought it was really interesting to get the perspective
was.
of someone
was.
in the middle of a trial
Yeah.
as to, no one knows whether we're going to win or lose, right? You really don't know because it's in the hands of the jury. All you can do as a trial lawyer is be prepared,
Yeah.
work for the client, show the jury why you should win, right?
Yeah.
Show them why you should
Yeah,
win.
And
that
what
was-
we're showing here, I'm sorry, Gary, to interrupt you. What we're showing here also is the character of the firm and the people behind the firm, behind Rosenberg Minc, so people can appreciate how many people and what kind of caliber of people are working on these cases. And of course, today we're talking generally, we're bringing law to life, but if anybody has any specific questions, you want to explore hiring the firm of Rosenberg Minc for your personal injury claim, the phone number and the website and the name is on the bottom of the screen. Gary, I'm going to let you finish. Did you want to add something?
Yeah, the only thing I want, Michael, I want to thank you for your kind words. And it was a great opportunity to go ahead and just discuss a little bit about what's going on in this case.
Thank you.
Hey, Michael, wish him luck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Hey, come on,
Absolutely.
wish him luck.
Absolutely. Good luck in your case. And I want you to win millions. And
Thank
if
you,
it
me
gets
too.
appealed, it should be upheld on appeal. That's something we
Look.
discussed in our prior session.
Look, I mean, really, Gary's been working a month, okay? So that's the thing. You need, this is a month. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So you better get a law firm and lawyers dedicated to go the distance, right, Gary?
Yeah,
Go the distance.
which is something that when I talk to other plaintiffs' attorneys and they hear that I try cases, it's something that not all plaintiffs' attorneys do.
Or
There's-
willing to do, right?
Exactly, and that's the benefit of our firm.
Mhm.
We support our clients' cases, we support our cases with funding, and we make sure we have the appropriate experts to go ahead and help prove the case so that you're, at the end of the day, you're going to say, thank you, Mr. Silverstein, thank you,
Right.
Mr. Meek, you represented me to
Exactly.
the best of your ability, and I thank you for that.
And Gary, this is a perfect segue to our next segment, because we're going to talk about a frequently asked question that we saw this month is being asked online. Do I need a personal injury attorney? So this was
Well,
a great
gonna find out
presentation
about
of
that.
why you need a personal injury attorney. And we're going to talk about it more in our next session. Gary, we know you're very busy. You're still in the middle of a trial. So thank you for your time. Thank you, Dan, for bringing
hey,
Gary
Gary, get to
Silverstein
work,
in.
man.
Yeah, there
Get
you
out of
go.
here.
There you go.
Yes, go get him. Go get him, Gary.
Okay,
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Take care,
Thank you for your
Michael.
time.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you in our next session.